Tosh here. Tosh Talks, Book Soup. May I help you? Yeah, we do have that. This came in yesterday. Yeah, sometime in the afternoon, I think. We have 50 copies of that. You want 49 copies. Would you rather have 50 copies? All comes in a box. Yeah, 50. You want 49? Okay, I'll get you 50, okay? I'll give you a discount on the 50th one. Yes. Yeah, the family's good. Everything's good. Yeah. Okay. We'll take care of it from our end. All right. Take care, okay? Bye-bye. Oh, sorry, I had to do some business while I was doing Tosh Talk show. Being a book buyer at a major bookstore like Book Soup never stops. You always have to be consistent, always be on 24/7. And I really don't sleep. Therefore, that's why I always have a tequila sunrise to wake me up in the morning. But anyway, let's get back to business. I want to talk about some books that I'm very excited about. They've been due to, I think, a retrospective that came out that's already touring the East Coast of the United States. There's a retrospective of the works of Yves Klein, the great French artist. Died when he was like 32 and sometime in the early 60s. But this book, Yves, the Provocateur, is pretty much a straight-ahead biography on the great man. And he is a great man, I have to add. Yves Klein is famous for his blue paintings, his dark blue on blue paintings, almost abstract. But he's also famous for having or organizing what they call happenings, where he would have these incredibly beautiful women. He'd paint them blue, just put all this paint on their bodies, everywhere, you know, all the good parts of a woman's body, and take that woman's body and just moves it against a white sheet of huge paper, a canvas. And he always dressed up in some type of weird military costume, and it's like really great. So he's a performance artist as well. Also, he has a black belt in judo. He was one of the first people who went to Japan in the 50s to study judo when it was that time sort of an exotic sport or exotic practice. And he became a black belt in that profession of judo. But Yves the Provocateur is a fascinating book. Basically, he was the only child, spoiled rotten by his parents. They weren't even that rich, but anything he wants, he got. And if he didn't get it, he would have a trauma. He would just cry, scream till he gets what he wants. Basically, he hasn't changed over the years. When he became an adult, he had that sort of mindset to be an artist. And his major focus of doing his art is basically getting what he wants and do when he wants it. And it's a fascinating biography on truly one of the great 20th century geniuses, Yves Klein. So we have Yves the Provocateur, and this book came out called Yves Klein by Himself, which is a great design book. It sort of looks like a cheap Bible you see in a hotel room. Well, a little bit more elegant than that. I'm not saying the Bible's cheap. Not God's say, but you know, not cheap, sorry. But anyway, Yves Klein by Himself. It's edited by Klaus, Ottmann, and it's basically a collection of Yves Klein's writings. And Yves Klein was totally fascinated or obsessed with spirituality of all sorts. He studied the Kabbalah. He studied magic of sorts. He and also studied philosophy of the 16th and 17th century, as well as poetry, specifically from the 18th and 19th century. And all this influence, all this stuff out there, inspired his artwork. And Yves Klein by Himself is an excellent book. These two are kind of not rare, but it's unusual to get biography information on Yves Klein. Most you get a lot of art books on Yves Klein, a lot of visuals, but these books are mostly text, and I strongly recommend it. Excellent. Now, another part of the world is England, the UK, and we have mozipedia. Mozipedia is the encyclopedia of Morrissey and the Smiths, put together, written by Simon Goddard. And the great thing about Morrissey, besides being a great pop singer, great pop artist, great composer, and an exceptionally fantastic lyricist. Same line as Ron Mell, Russell Mel Sparks, Cole Porter, Ira Gershwin, Morrissey, all in the same line. And one of the great things about Morrissey is that he is not just only a pop singer, but the way he uses his influences and what inspired him in the past. And he takes all that influences in his inspiration and he puts it in his artwork, I mean his music, but also in his visual representation. Especially the early Smiths covers, where they use like actors from various British, really obscure British TV shows, at least to Americans, and as well as obscure British music figures, as well as some well-known people, of course, like Elvis Presley. But what Morrissey does, he's like a great chemist. He combines all these great influences, and he makes a new package out of it, or a new presentation. And that is part of the genius of Morrissey. And this book focuses on that aspect of him. And it looks like a school dictionary, like when I was a kid, or like an encyclopedia. We had encyclopedias that sort of look like this. So this lists all of Morrissey's influences by title or by name in alphabetical order. So you get stuff like all the songs are covered and talked in great detail. Even songs that inspired him, like Golden Lights, originally recorded by Twinkle, who was an now obscure British girl singer of the early 60s. And Golden Lights is a song that actually sort of split the Smiths up. How? You have to read the book. It's very fascinating. But so it's every Smith Morrissey song, as well as everything he admired, all the film directors he liked, like Visconti, Pasolini, actors like Dirk Bogarde, who was crazy about people like that. And this is an absolutely fascinating book. And without a doubt, if you're a fan of Morrissey, you of course would have this book. That's a no-brainer. But even if you don't like Morrissey, if there's such a thing in this world, or you don't like the Smiths, which is even more weird to me, but if you do not like them, I would still recommend this book because this is an incredible encyclopedia of pop culture, 20th century. And it's a remarkable book, and I strongly, strongly, strongly recommend it. It's also one of my favorite books of all time. And yes, it's a fantastic book. And I strongly think you should get it. That's all I can say. We have it at Book Soup, of course, and we have all these books at Book Soup. And I'll be meeting you next week because we're going to discuss some more new titles, and I'm looking forward to it. And I'm always around, even though you can't see me, even you can't touch me. Remember, I can always touch you, and I can always see you. Bye-bye.